HarperCollins and HarperAudio present The Wild One, a novel, by Colleen McKeegan. Performed by Vilinsky. To Pat, for being one of the good ones, and helping me raise two more. She felt as if a mist had been lifted from her eyes, enabling her to look upon and comprehend the significance of life. That monster made up of beauty and brutality. Kate Chopin, The Awakening. 1. Now. The three of us hadn't been together in real life since that first summer. That was by design, at least on my part. I didn't want to talk about the thing that bonded us. The thing we swore as girls to never tell anyone. Not the police, who were happy enough to say it was the alcohol abuse that caused a seizure, which led to the fall, which led to his death. Not our family or friends, or the expensive lawyers my parents hired to represent me and Catherine, or the one Meg's aunt hired to represent her. It was easy to write off a man like him, so everyone did. They weren't wrong. Not exactly. But they missed a few key details. Namely, the trigger, which Catherine took care of for me. We hardly knew Meg. And Catherine, after the way I treated her, should have prayed for my downfall. But we all played a part in what happened that summer. And so we shared the burden of silence. For years, the three of us were the only ones who knew that I'm the one who killed him. And now I'm back in the same woods where it began. Once again, helpless beneath towering oaks and elms and pines. They whisper to each other like they too want to unleash the truth. It was Meg's idea to meet here. She's still local, working as a waitress at the casino resort about 20 miles down the road. So much of this place is a wasteland. But the slots still draw a regular stream of tourists, and with them, Meg's income. We talked on the phone last week. Our first and only call. Their voices at once strange and familiar. And she told us she needed the tips from her Saturday brunch and Sunday afternoon shifts to cover her rent. Catherine and I are both grad students, she in Boston and me in New York, so we agreed. We'd road trip to the Poconos, to the place where he died. A funeral for our past, Meg said, her voice grainy on the other end of the line. I wasn't really sure what to bring to a funeral that should have happened over a decade ago. I shoved a fifth of vodka and a few cans of Diet Coke inside my tote bag, in the likely case that things got awkward. When I dressed in the frigid air conditioning of my bedroom that morning, a black sleeveless maxi dress seemed like an appropriate outfit choice. But I regret the decision as the sun bears down on the dark fabric. Sweat slides along my spine, pooling where my skin meets my underwear. A reminder that the shade in these particular woods offers no protection. I unfold the blanket I packed, the fleece one we huddled under as kids, hours after we watched his head split open. The only thing I kept from that summer. Still glued to one corner, the faded tag reads, Amanda Brooks. At the time, I convinced myself I kept the blanket because it was my mom's, a hand-me-down from her stint at camp. In this light, the early June sky as merciless as it was in 2003. I worry it's a trophy. A twisted souvenir to always remind me of the evil that lurks beneath the neatly polished facade I've carefully built. I brought nothing else to sit on, though, so I tossed the blanket messily against the forest floor, rocks and sticks poking their craggy shapes into my tailbone as I'm cross-legged and waiting. We'd kept our secret for more than 10 years. Until I didn't. And I learned why we promised to never tell. One cryptic email later, our friendship, if you could call it that, was reignited. My phone buzzes.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?